Hello, everybody. So, decided to upload a little vlog today. I kind of feel like talking a bit. Um, I know we're almost at the end of Scarlet Hollow, at least for right now, until Chapter 5 comes out. But, I wanted to, well, first off, I have some good news. I wanted to let you know that last night I was browsing Steam and I came across a new game. Um, well, a game I think it's been out for a little while, but I haven't played it yet. Other than I did a little bit yesterday. It's called Tavern's Rest. But what I really like about it is it's like playing D&D, but from the perspective of, like, say your GM is playing a tavern keeper. So it's kind of like that. Like, you go in, make certain drinks for the people who come to your tavern and stuff, and like it's kind of fun. Um, because the drinks have like different are supposed to like replenish certain things like strength for fighters and strength for fighters. Trying to think. I think there's stuff for like bards and all that. But what I really like about it, and spoilers by the way, if you haven't played this yet, you should download. I think it was on sale actually. Um, if I remember right, Steam is having one of their um seasonal sales at the moment. So, which is fun. You know, it's always fun to browse through and see like what's available, what might be on sale, what might, that kind of thing. But the very first character you meet in the game is a ranger called Fable. Oh, shit. Excuse me. I have a bit of a cough today. I don't know. I don't know if the air in here is super dry or what it is, but yeah, a bit of a tickle. So every once in a while I have to take a drink, which is why I have my lovely dragon goblet with my Diet Coke. I'm also really excited for it being the weekend because, like I said, I downloaded a new game that have some games to play, and um, and then of course tomorrow, as far as I'm aware, we're going to Ash Nikki's house for Dungeons and Dragons. So, which I will be telling Ash about this game that I downloaded. But so basically, excuse me again. Basically, your first customer is a ranger, an elf ranger, um, named Fable. And she basically, lives in the forest with her brothers and sisters, but she wants to be an adventurer, but she's scared. She's got anxiety, and so you have to, like, I like the fact that I get to play a tavern keep because, well, not only, tavern owner is kind of like a barkeep you know, a bartender in this day and age. It's like, you have to keep an eye on your customers, make sure they're not, you make sure you know when to like cut them off if they've had too much, or get their keys from the if they're planning on driving home. Well, I assume it's kind of the same thing in um this game, but since it's Dungeons and Dragons, it involves a lot more. Like people come in and they'll say, "Hey, did you hear about this werewolf that's hassling some people up in this area?" And you gather information and then you put a quest. And you have a quest board in the tavern. And so people can go to like look at it and be like, I'm looking for a quest. Let's see. And they can pick one out. And so far I only have one, and that's the werewolf quest. But I had this one character come in, um, and she basically was giving me all sorts of information. And like, I like, because the first day or the first however long until you learn all the information and stuff, you get the tutorial, but they tie it in with the story. So, like, Fable comes in at the beginning of your shift or whatever, and you invite her back to where you make the drinks and stuff, and you have her make her drink. And so then you as Fable is mixing the drink. And I also really like, it's very clever. They have I forget what you call it. Um, and he showed me yesterday in the book because I was telling him about the game and I was showing him a little bit of it, and he was like, "That looks like And then he ran and got me one of his D&D books and brought it over. I can't remember what it starts with. You um kind of reminds me of Critical Role's Ford's um oh, I forget what you call it when you're a warlock and you have a, like mentor or whatever, the person who supernatural creature who works with you. But it sounds kind of like Ukatoa, but it's not the same thing. It's a little guy, little fish man guy, little fish with legs. And so he just kind of hangs around, and if you mess up on a drink, you can give it to your little Ukatoa guy, and he's like, But yeah, so that might be the next game that we play. It's kind of a little bit different than the supernatural, kind of serious, kind of spooky game that we've been playing with Scarlet Hollow. And like I said, we should be just about to the end of it. Next playthrough I do of that, we should probably be next week sometime. I'm gonna try and record the whole thing. Because if I remember right, we left off with Beth getting ready to leave the manor and go down to town to help look for Stella, because Stella's missing. Since Well, we don't know for sure. We won't know for sure until later, but um, it looks like she's been missing since last night. We don't even know at this point. Kanika and I don't even know if she went home after leaving the library after the haunting and stuff. So, and we'll find all that out later. But the thing that I really like is we'll get to hang out with Reese and see what his deal is because he's got a little bit of a secret, a supernatural thing going on that his mom is trying to help with, but she kind of goes about it. Shall we say she's a little helicoptery? Just a little bit, maybe a lot, depending on, you know, your point of view. Like I can see where some people would think, I don't want to spoil it, but let's just say I'm curious to see what you guys think because, like I said, you on the one hand, when you find out Reese's secret, you definitely understand why the doc was so worried and kept him under her surveillance all the time. You know, she's not just a helicopter mom. She's a helicopter mom for a reason. Let's put it that way. So, but the other thing that I wanted to talk about, so, but yeah, I'm just really curious to see what happened, and I might spend Sunday just playing games and stuff. Probably won't be able to do that much on Saturday, especially if we go out, because we have to go walk for a little ways until we get to the bus. That'll take us to Shanicki's. But on the other hand, I'm like, I'm like, yeah, I like this game. It's very fun. So anyway, but yeah, so that might be the next game that we play. Unless you guys are more into, would be more up for like a farming simulator or a life simulator or something like that, you know, or even Oxenfree, which is a game that's definitely choices matter kind of thing. So, you know, again, I know I keep asking for input, but I really want to know what you guys feel. So, let me know in the comments what you guys might be thinking about. If there's a game that maybe you haven't played yet that I mentioned, or even a game that I haven't mentioned that you would be interested in, let me know. Um, has to be able to play on Mac though. Um, so, but yeah, so that's what I've been doing. I haven't really been doing much of anything this week. Yeah, I've been cleaning, I've been, making sure this place is tidy and all that. Matter of fact, I just mostly done with cleaning the bathroom. I just have to sweep the floor in there and stuff. But other than that, not a whole lot going on. However, I'm also very excited because I might possibly have found a metaphysical slash witchcraft slash new age type shop. You know, like I've been up and down High Street and I haven't really noticed anything pop out to me other than that one store which turned, I thought had like incense and stuff, and turns out they do, but they're mainly like, oh, kind of like Mary Kay, but maybe not really, because there's an actual storefront for it. But like one of those places where you go in and they have like different fragrance based sets, if that makes sense. Like they have one that smells like rose, one that smells like jasmine, one that smells like lavender, that kind of thing. So, I don't know, I just find that really kind of interesting. But apparently, and I just looked up last night and I already cannot remember the name of it, but it apparently is on um High Street or off of High Street. So I'm just not exactly sure where it is. So I may look it up on Google Street View. Because just looking up on Google Maps, you know, they do it usually from the top down. And for me, it can be hard to tell, okay, where do you turn, which way do you need to go, that kind of thing. So he's showed me how to look things up on Google Street View, which is a lot easier because it's like you're actually on the street going the direction, so you can see like how far you need to go in order to get to where, excuse me, in order to get to where the stuff is, you know, or to get to where the shop or whatever is. That's what I used when I couldn't figure out how to get to how to get to the GP for my first appointment. Um, you showed me, and like I said, it's a lot easier to just be in first person view and go through the streets and be like, oh, okay, you have to turn here, or you have to go straight for this long, blah blah blah. And I'm more of a landmark girl anyway. I to this day when I give directions to people, I'm like well, you turn at the blah blah blah, you know, the Long John Silver or whatever. Or over here would be turn left at the fish and chips shop, you know, or whatever. Rather than, okay, try to find Richmond Road, then go down there for 2 blocks or whatever, and blah blah blah, you know. I'm not good with, and I'm also still not very good with north, south, east, west. So it's like if you try to tell me, oh, you go north on this street for blah blah miles, I'm like, come again? It's like, what do you pass? What landmarks are there? You know, uh, what am I trying to say? Like out here, you know, like you could say, oh, you know, you'll get onto Queen Street and you'll go past the co-op store, you know, or go past Exeter Central, the train station or whatever, and you're like, oh, okay, so I'll go there, you know. That to me is a lot easier than, you know, walk, you know. walk south for 2 miles or whatever. I'm like, uh, I don't, I don't understand. I don't comprehend that, or I have a hard time comprehending that. Like I said, with Google Maps, especially Google Street View, I'm definitely better at that than I was, but I'm still kind of not the best at it. So I prefer to go by landmarks. Even even when I came to because I remember the day, and this was before I looked up on Google Street View. I just had directions, but yeah, I knew you could get there from going straight out of Lloyd's Bank. So I remember the day I was like, well, I need to stop by the bank anyway. So I'll do that. Stop by the bank, then go out the bank and just go straight down the road I'm supposed to go down. So anyway, but yeah, so it's very interesting. And like I said, I think I'm getting a lot more comfortable with being like, I can determine what I do in a day, you know, not like when I lived with my parents. And it's fun when it was just mom and I, but then dad would get home and he would be like, "What have you been in your room all day? You need to be blah blah blah." And so I'd have to, come out of my room or whatever, and I have to prove to him that I've been doing stuff, whether that's laundry or exercising or going for a walk or whatever, you know. I would have to prove to him that I've been doing productive things. And so it is really nice to be able to decide for myself. Because I was like, I could go out and I could go to the check out this store, but then I was just kind of like, I just don't really feel like it. I kind of felt like just staying home. Like I said, I had a bit of cleaning to do. I wanted to matter of fact, there's still that's my address book. I'm trying to change everything over and put everything in pencil so that so that if I need to change something, I can erase it and, redo it or whatever. So, but, we'll see. And sometimes I get stuck just watching YouTube. And I mean, like, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I don't want to do it all the time because, again, especially if I want to make YouTube my job, if I want to get my channel monetized and all that, do I want to, it's like, do I want to actually, I totally forgot what I was going to say there, guys. I'm sorry. Um, but yeah, so, I don't know. I'm just, it's just kind of nice to just be able to hang around at home, you know. I don't have to go anywhere if I don't want to go anywhere. And so, especially since, like I said, tomorrow we're planning on going to Ash and Nikki's for D&D, and like I said, probably most likely we'll be telling Ash, who is our dungeon master, most likely we'll be telling him about Tavern Keeper and how much I like the way that works and stuff. Anyway, but yeah, um, ooh, and I also really like it because it is, as far as I'm aware, it's LGBTQ plus friendly. Because when you first start the game, you can pick your pronouns, and there's already not the first character that I talked to, but the second character came in, the one who was telling me about the werewolf and stuff. Um, they were like, they were like, you know, call me they them, and their name was really fun. It was like Carlin something, but she was like, call me Car or call me Lynn, doesn't matter. And so I thought that was kind of cool. It was like, okay, but yeah, so it's a good game as far as I'm aware. I haven't gotten into it. I have no idea if it'll get harder, if there'll be more customers at the same time. Played like the first day and it seemed to be just one customer at a time. So I'm assuming it'll get slightly more busy, but I have no idea if it'll be like those time management games where it's like, oh, this customer needs a refill on their drink, or this customer needs food, or I have no idea if you can even prepare food in the game. That would be kind of interesting. That'd be kind of fun. Um, but yeah, so I just wanted to let you guys know what was up. Um, I'm still kicking around. I'm still planning on finishing up Scarlet Hollow probably next week. Um, not sure exactly when. So don't plan on it for Monday unless I make like a community post and say, hey, it's gonna be this date or whatever. But yeah, so either way, that's the plan as right now. Hopefully nothing happens and we, you know, can do that. Um, but yeah, other than that, that's all I really wanted to say. Oh, just a little tidbit, little funny thing. You know how when you're on YouTube and every once in a while you'll get like old videos recommended to you that you haven't watched in a while? So I um so I think I've made a video about this before. I don't remember which one or how far back, but one of the games I play on my phone on my Switch is Sky Children of Light. Very fun game. Very they just started a new season where you can like dye your clothes and stuff, which is always very fun, especially for my phone Sky Kid because she's been on there longer and so she has a lot more clothes, and it's fun because you can change the color, and it just depends on Like, it seems to be a lot of gathering colors. And we have this emote that we use from when rescuing one of the spirits, and it's a butterfly. So we stand like this, and then butterfly comes down and lands in our hand. Well, with the new season, butterflies of different colors will come down and land in your hand if you do that emote, and that causes your color wheel or pot or whatever to be filled up, and then you can use that to like dye your clothes or whatever. Anyway, so that should be kind of a fun season, but was it? I want to say it was 2023. Sky had a season where they collaborated with the Norwegian singer musician Aurora. And Aurora is fun. She is very much a say what she wants to and doesn't always, fit the traditional American version of a pop star or celebrity. But she is very cool, and I started following her and listening to her music from seeing her in Sky. Well, anyway, she had a collaboration with Sky back in 2023 where we would all go to this one area in the Sky where there's this big coliseum, and we all sat down in seats, and she gave a concert. But it wasn't just singing, we got to participate. We got to like float around with her, become different creatures like jellyfish, butterflies, that kind of thing. And then at the very end, like we're at the not the very last song, but the very last concert song before her finale was we start out by ourselves and we're flying around like butterflies, and then toward the end of the song we find each other again. And it's so cool. It's so cool because all through the concert we've been like honking at each other and being all excited and and then in that one song we start out all by ourselves, so it's so weird to be like, I'm all alone. Where is everybody? And then once we get to a certain part of the song, we start hearing the honk, honk, honk of the other Sky Kids, and you're like, they're here! We're all together again. And then you turn her, and Aurora's there, but she turns around and she's like huge. She's like super tall, super big, and all that, and she takes us up to orbit, to our Sky's version of heaven, and sings with us and kind of dances with us, and we get to fly around and everything. And then she comes back down and she does my favorite song of hers, which is Queendom. And I'm going to say, you guys need to go type in Aurora in your YouTube search link. She'll pop right up, and you guys can listen to it because it's so good. And the funny thing is that her song, ties in with the lore of Sky, or what we know of the lore of Sky. And I know I've talked about this before, But the lore of Sky is that we, as Sky Kids, are sitting down to when the game starts and none of the spirits are active. They're all like frozen in time. They're like frozen in stone. And so we have to go down and relight them, relive their memories, and send them back to the stars. And but we, us Sky Kids, have kind of figured out that there is a god in the sky, and her name is Megbert. Because after you go to orbit, after you fly into the light and go into the heaven portion and see all the spirits that you've relived and released and everything, um, if you look up, like, this place is beautiful. It is. I don't even know. I probably have a picture of it, but I'm not going to take the time to show you guys now. I may do that later, though. So remind me. Let me know if you'd like to see it. But if you look up, there's a swirl of stars that looks like a big giant bird. And that's Big Bird. And she, according to what we Sky Kids have figured out, she is our deity, our God, the one who sends us on this quest to save the planet, to release the spirits and all that. So, and the reason I say Megbert is her is because there is a theory roaming around. It has not been confirmed yet by TGC, that game company, or anything like that, as far as I'm aware. Could be wrong on that though, but as far as I'm aware, it hasn't been confirmed. But there is a theory going around that Aurora is Megbert because she's the super powerful being who comes and visits us, and especially at the end of that song where she turns around and she's like massive, she's like giant, and she takes us up to heaven or up to orbit, and then, like I said, if you listen to Queendom, I think you'll get it. I don't want to spoil the song, but basically, she talks about um how the entire world is like her crown and her evening gown and the mountains are her throne and everything. Aurora's very nature based. She does a lot of stuff in her songs about nature and taking care of nature and all that. Um, and but yeah, it's basically, and I'm gonna get a little teary-eyed. That's okay. Excuse me. But there's kind of a bridge where she's like, "You have a home in my queendom. You have a place in my queendom." And it's like, for someone like me, that means so much. And it's like, I may never meet Aurora, but it's kind of cool to think about. Hmm, I wonder if she wrote that game, wrote that song thinking about Sky. So that's the theory. The theory is that because she finishes out her concert with the song Cleaned Up, and we're all flying around her and being all chaotic and everything. But it's like a giant celebration. It's like a giant, woo, kind of thing. And so there's the thought that she's Megbert. And well, and the also other reason why they think that is because Aurora has done some voice singing work for Sky. You don't really notice unless you're listening for it because a lot of it is, it's like a lot of ahs and oohs and all that. But it's like once you know it's her, it's like, oh yeah, this is Aurora's part. Or McBrood's part. So anyway, like I said, that theory has never been proven as far as I'm aware or confirmed or anything like that, but it's kind of nice to think about, because usually we only see Megabird when we go through Eden and go up to orbit and spend that brief time in heaven. So it's kind of nice to be like every once in a while she comes down and because there's still concerts every once in a while, like people like you'll see on the Sky Discord, hey, there's gonna be a concert, and there were certain wings that you could get that would allow you to go and visit that concert area at any time. And so, you know, when there's time for a concert, you'll see a lot of, if you're in the Discord or whatever, you'll see a lot of, hey, if anyone wants to go to the concert, it's at this date and time. Let me know I got the wings. I can take however many people, or whatever. And so that's kind of cool. And it's also kind of cool that it keeps going, that it's not like just a one-time thing. So I kind of like that. And that also kind of, to me, ties in with the theory that Aurora is Megabird because she's still around, and every once in a while she's like, I'm gonna come down and sing to all my Sky Kids, or whatever. So, but yeah, so that's all I really wanted to talk about, you guys. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Have a lot of fun. Do what you need to do to relax, enjoy yourselves. Try not to worry about the whole thing with. I'm not gonna call him the president because he's not my president. He's an old man who, in my opinion, needs to sit down and retire. And that's as political as I'm gonna get about this. But um, yeah. So anyway, let me know if you guys have any ideas for what kind of game sounds good, any of the games I mentioned, or if you guys have a new game that you're like, oh, I want you to try this out, and I'll see what I can do. Other than that, I hope you guys have a great weekend, and I will talk to you later. Bye.